So I'm a huge fan of these hybrid style tote bags, meaning you can wear it in tote bag mode but also wear it as a backpack. For example, the Life Behind Bar transition bag, the Ground Truth Riker, the one from Bellroy, and now I'm reviewing the one from Brown Buffalo. And I have heard so many good things about Brown Buffalo that I'm really excited to check this out. Alright, before we go into the review, let me show you what I was packing over the last few weeks in this bag. In these front pockets I stored my earbuds. These are the AceFast AceFit. I really love these earbuds because they go over my ear and they don't cause any discomfort when I'm wearing Bluetooth earbuds. So I packed them in here in this front compartment. In this one I actually packed my extra wallet, the Extra Wallet Pro, and my Orbit key. I have them downstairs at the moment, so I cannot show them to you, but I packed them in this pocket. Really good quick access compartment. And if you wanted to kind of protect yourself from pickpockets, you could actually kind of tie these zipper pulls together to protect them from way too easily being opened. Now, I have all of the stuff that I need for work around here. So starting with my keyboard of choice, I always bring my own keyboard. This is the knock-free split keyboard that I pack inside this keyboard pouch that I have from a different keyboard. By the way, all of the items that I mentioned in this video are linked below. Those are affiliate links. With those you won't pay more, but you will support this channel with a small kickback of that sale. So that is my keyboard. Then I have the Evergoods Cap 2 with all of my chargers, Logitech MX Master, but also all of my cables that I need for work. Really good organizer for all of your work essentials, and a good desk cradle that when you open it up you can just stand it on your desk. I have the Bellroy Carryology pencil case, which I use for my boo-boo kit. Then the track folding pouch with my extended EDC, meaning cables, phone charger. It's a really good pouch that I always bring. So if I wouldn't have anything else, this would always be in my backpack because it has everything that is important for a day-to-day basis, but isn't as important to put in my pants pockets. Then an extra t-shirt. I like to bring an extra t-shirt when it's a little bit warmer. If I would be a little bit sweaty, I could switch to a different t-shirt. Alright, so you have these different pockets here, where in this pocket that has somewhat of a clear case, I put the Bellroy Carryology pencil case, my boo-boo kit, the track folding pouch, and I actually put into this pocket as well my DJI Pocket 3, which is also not here at the moment, it is downstairs. Then the Cap 2 liters goes in here. I like to pack this keyboard like this because it actually fits quite well sideways, which then gives me some room to actually pack the Fuji X-M5, which is currently recording me, into this. But what I actually forgot to kind of show you, unfortunately the bottom isn't really well padded, and I noticed that when I have my camera inside I was a little bit afraid to bump it against the ground. So what I did is I have this so-called X-wrap, which is used to kind of protect lenses. You can put your lens in here and then wrap it up. There's some Velcro on the corners. So what I did is I kind of wrapped this up like so, and then I put this, it's probably a little bit difficult to see, put this at the bottom of the bag. Because as I just said, there is no bottom padding. So if my camera is in there, I was afraid that when I stand it on the ground that I would accidentally damage my camera. So putting all of this back again, the Cap 2 liters and my keyboard. And then here you have a suspended laptop compartment that is very well padded, but to which I will get in just a second. There is a really big downside with this laptop compartment, but it's currently downstairs also. Sorry about that, I missed a couple of items because that computer is currently rendering my vlog. By the way, check out my second channel because I have been doing a couple of daily vlogs lately talking about why I think making a YouTube channel is great. So yeah, maybe check that out at You Know The Boat too. But that's basically everything. Oh, I forgot the t-shirt, obviously, that goes in here as well. So as you can tell, you can fit a lot of items, but even more items into this bag that fits a bunch of items, but isn't as well organized as I would have liked, to which I will also get in a second. Oh, furthermore, you have 2 bottle side compartments here on the outside that actually fitted my large water bottle in here perfectly as well. Alright, you have seen how many items I can fit in a Brown Buffalo tote bag, but I've noticed one thing that I personally don't really like that much. Well, you have a couple of compartments where you can organize all of your items. Most of these compartments are basically one long compartment going all the way down to the bottom, or like the quick access compartments in the front are all at the bottom, meaning that even if you organize all of your items in those slots, in those compartments, they basically accumulate all at the bottom, making the whole bag a little bit pear-shaped. So at the bottom it's a little bit wider and thicker because everything is bulking up at the bottom and nothing at the top. So it becomes a little bit like narrower at the top because everything is at the bottom. So I would kind of have wished that at least in the main compartment, some of the organizational compartments would be distributed in a vertical orientation, meaning so a couple of compartments that are zippered at the top, then a couple at the bottom. So if you put stuff like a couple of smaller pouches in the top, everything would be distributed like evenly in the vertical orientation and wouldn't bunch up the bottom part of the bag. Alright, I have been carrying this bag now for a couple of days, and one thing that I notice is when walking, just like in my previous video about the Vous pouvez dormir dans la grange backpack that had no padding in the laptop compartment and no back panel. There is a similar feeling with this backpack. This has a padded and suspended laptop compartment, but the back panel of this bag is not as thick. So what I notice right now when walking, I do feel my MacBook Pro, the bottom edge, kind of poking into my lower back. This is, yeah, it's not terrible, but it's not great either. It's a little bit uncomfortable because it pushes right on my somewhat tailbone, or at least lower back, so I can feel the edge of my MacBook Pro, and that's a little bit annoying, to be honest. Also, what I noticed, if you don't carry it in backpack mode but in tote bag mode, these handles aren't that great. They aren't padded at all, so while they are very practical in the sense that you can carry it as a tote bag, the grab handles unfortunately kind of dig into your hands a little bit, and if the bag is very full and heavy, that becomes uncomfortable after a while. So I would have loved some padding on the handles if you carry it in tote bag mode. Okay, let's do a quick style check before continuing the review of the Brown Buffalo tote bag. Today it's all about green, I feel like. So I have a bomber jacket from Shot. I really love this. I actually love this model because I used to have the black model. I still have that, and I just wanted to get the green one as well. Wearing a sweater from H&M and pants from Zara. I know that is fast fashion, but yeah, sometimes you just can't get around getting some cheaper clothing for yourself because yeah, economy isn't that great at the moment. Then I'm wearing sneakers from Vans, a belt from Levi's, and as an accessory today I have my watch from Steinhardt, the Ocean 500 Titanium. Also again some green socks from Happy Socks, and yeah, that was my style check for today. Alright, so just got back home. Let's summarize the negatives and then go to the positives and my verdict of this bag. So one of the negatives that I previously mentioned is when you have your MacBook Pro in here. I have the MacBook Pro 14-inch, the M3 version, so that has like an air quote sharp corner. There is no back panel, while the laptop is protected because it is a suspended laptop compartment, and the other side that faces the main compartment and all of the other items is padded. But this back is not padded, you definitely feel the sharp edge of your MacBook Pro in your lower back when you're carrying it. I found that to be a little bit annoying, but I do understand that your mileage might vary completely depending on the length of your back or your height or your build. So yeah, with my build, it definitely digs into my lower back. That being said, the shoulder straps are beefy and wide and had a lot of comfort and support on my shoulders. So it was really comfortable to carry this bag in regards to the shoulder straps. But if you have a laptop in the back, it will poke into your lower back. Next up, there are a lot of compartments to organize all of your stuff. But I feel like that the compartments that are inside this main compartments are basically just extra long vertical, in air quotes, holes where you put your stuff in. So everything that you put into those extra compartments are basically accumulated here at the bottom. Even these quick access compartments here in the front are at the bottom. So everything, even if you put it into that one see-through extra compartment, will just slide to the bottom. Everything that is in this front quick access compartments are at the bottom. So everything bulks up at the bottom and yeah, feels a little bit cramped in a way. So I would really have wished that instead of this see-through compartment that I do love a lot, I really like this see-through material and being able to kind of figure out at a glance what's inside that pocket, and I feel like it gives some extra water protection. So if I would put my laptop inside, that is great for some extra protection from potential rain. But I would rather have those compartments be distributed in a vertical orientation. So have one compartment kind of stop here in the middle. So if I put something inside that compartment, all of those items inside that compartment would be here at the top and would not kind of bulk up here in the bottom. Also, with these quick access compartments here in the bottom, if the main compartment is really full, it presses everything out, and putting stuff into these quick access compartments can be a little bit difficult depending on what's inside the main compartment. Next up, this pocket here with this really cool V-buckle style fitlock. This is my preferred style of fitlock buckle. This is the so-called document pouch. To be honest, if everything is full, you cannot fit a document in here. It would kind of, get wrinkly and stuff like that. So I only use this as a quick access pocket for my motorcycle gloves when I was riding my motorcycle. But then again, I feel like this pocket is a little bit redundant because this fitlock is kind of wasted because it only keeps the stuff in place that are wide enough to not kind of slide on this side or on this side of the strap. So I feel like this is a cool design touch that makes it look great, but it's not that useful, this pocket overall. So I feel it is somewhat of a wasted space, and maybe this would be better utilized with a zippered pocket, because this is also very easy to drop stuff into. Many of you know that I'm a little bit paranoid. I don't like having the ability for some pickpockets or some people with bad intentions to kind of slide something in here, especially with AirTags now. You can just drop an AirTag here, kind of track where your target is, and then potentially know if no one is at home. I really do not like that. So definitely a downside for me, this wasted pocket, because I personally cannot utilize it, and it is, in air quotes, a security risk for me. Also, when you get into rain, water can just kind of accumulate in this pocket. The same holds true with this top axis. If it rains, then water can accumulate here to some point. While the zippers are AquaGuard and really great, I don't think that water will sift through, but still it is a concern that you need to keep in mind. There are these drawstrings. I did not find them useful at all. I felt like they are redundant because when the bag is full, you cannot completely kind of string this tight. I feel like, yes, you can make it tight a little bit, but still this is open. So these drawstrings, in my humble opinion, just like this front pocket, a little bit redundant. But that's all that I have for the negatives. Now let's go to the positives. First and foremost, I love this design. This design is great. Overall, this tote bag hybrid, so a tote bag that you can wear as a backpack. I love this design because the shape, it is squarish, and depending on what you have inside, it is flat. I feel like it is a very flattering design when you wear it compared to regular backpacks. So I do love these tote bag style backpacks a lot. Yes, you have a couple of straps that are potentially dangling around a little bit more than on regular backpacks, but this squarish design and being a little bit flatter when you wear it as a backpack, I feel it is much more visually appealing and much more interesting in the sea of regular backpacks. I do love the tote bag hybrids, and especially this one from Brown Buffalo. I think this bag looks amazing. The build quality, the choice of materials, I cannot complain at all. It feels amazing. Just the only thing that I would have loved is a better back panel in terms of giving me some, in air quotes, protection from the edge poking into my lower back. It would have been great if there would be a back panel just to make it a little bit more comfortable to carry if there is a laptop inside. All of the pockets, besides my issue with it not being able to kind of utilize the whole vertical space, I feel like the pockets are great, especially these side water bottle compartments. Again, we have the large water bottle. I anticipate many of you will love this because I personally don't like external water bottle compartments, but I know that many of you love external water bottle compartments, and granted, I feel these are very useful, and yeah, you can fit water bottle in both sides. The extra compartment that is see-through in the main compartment, again, while I would have loved the ability to utilize the vertical space, I find that very creative, especially in combination with the bright orange inner lining. It looks amazing. The interior looks great. Also, you can fit so many items in here. Oh, speaking of padding, that is a negative that I totally forgot. A bottom padding would have been great. I know that in many tote bags you don't have that, but because this is a hybrid, I feel like they should have incorporated a padded bottom, because I store my Fuji X-M5 in here, a camera, and I don't want it to kind of hit the ground when I stand the bag on the floor. So having some padding would have been great. Yes, I put in here my X-Wrap, but I know many of you probably don't have that. So maybe put some sweater, some fabric at the bottom when you get this bag, just to create some extra padding to protect your items inside. Other than that, yes, there are some trade-offs, and I feel like they are not negligible. That word is so difficult, negligible. They are definitely something to keep in mind, especially the one with the MacBook Pro poking in your lower back. If you have the option to test it out, because it might be different on your body frame and body shape, test it out before you buy it, because I feel like that is a very important factor to take into consideration. Yes, if you have a 14-inch MacBook Pro, you could put it into this front pocket with the see-through, giving it some extra protection, but because here is no padding, you kinda run into the risk that your MacBook could get kinda bumped against by other people if you're in the subway train, for example. And I rather have the protection on the other side and the MacBook Pro poking my lower back, instead of running into the risk that someone bumps with something hard maybe against your expensive MacBook Pro. So yeah, again, keep that in mind. This back panel with a laptop inside, not that great. But other than that, I really like this bag. Again, those downsides, please take those into consideration if you consider getting this bag. Other than that, I feel like the bag is really refreshing. It looks great, it is built great, and I can recommend it if you really think hard about the negatives that I mentioned before. If you consider getting this, don't forget there are affiliate links in the description below. With those you won't pay more, but you will support this channel with a small kickback of that sale, and if you do so, thank you very much. And before I let you go, what do you think about these tote bag / backpack hybrids? Do you like them as much as I do? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you want to check out the different tote bag / backpack hybrid, check out the video up here. And YouTube thinks that you like the video down here, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. I see you in the next video. Thank you very much.